After depreciation RIL, enter. Select depreciation key, RIL1, any key. Double click on assignment of calculation methods folder. Here shutdown, by default it comes no. Shutdown, we say yes. Yes. The shutdown is active for this key. Save. Save in the request. Save in the request. The next step, change asset master. AS02. To the asset 2,03,000 number 0. Company code RIL, enter. Select time dependent tab. Select asset shutdown checkbox. Here this is asset shutdown checkbox. Select more intervals button. But asking from which date the test shutdown is active. From date of new interval 1/11/2020, enter. 1/11/2020, enter. Now you're given here shutdown is active. Shutdown is active. Shutdown is there. Select add interval button. From date of new interval 1/12/2020 and enter. 1/12/2020, enter. Deselect shutdown checkbox. Deselect shutdown checkbox. Select save button. In the last class you have seen, when I say from 1/12 shutdown is inactive, that means up to 30/11/2020 shutdown is active. 1 month is active. Save. Like this, we can give the asset shutdown period. Next question. To enter scrap value or residual value 1 rupee or 1%. We want to enter scrap value or residual value 1 rupee or 1%. Use the transaction code AS02. AS02. Asset select 2,03,000 sub number 0. Company code RIL, enter. Select depreciation areas tab. Double click on book depreciation. Now you can see here, you can give scrap value or scrap value percentage. It's only option because already I told you in the key itself we can give the scrap value 5%. Already you're given for useful life method. There if you give the key is applicable for all the assets, it takes all the assets. We need not give for a specific asset. You want to give it for a specific asset, you give here scrap value 1 rupee or 1%. Save. It's only for interview purpose. Practically nobody will use. Save. If I give one, it take. Next one is reversal of asset document. Other than depreciation document, I told you depreciation document cannot be reversed. And capital work in progress document, capital work in progress, wrong settlement you have done, that you cannot reverse here. They have given a different screen. How to reverse asset document? We cannot reverse asset document in FB08. You have to go for asset area. Accounting, financial accounting, fixed assets. Accounting, financial accounting, fixed assets. Posting, reverse document. Posting, reverse document. Other asset document. Other asset document. AB08. FA document is FB08. Asset document is AB08. RIL, asset 2 lakh 3, sub number 0. Year 2020, enter. Enter. Now we have discussed earlier, we have done the transfer from the receiving unit to other unit. See here, this other unit, receiving unit, the transaction type is 330. We have seen earlier, we have discussed. So wrongly you transferred from Hyderabad to Bangalore. This you want to reverse. So for reversal of asset accounting document, you have to give the asset number, not the document number. Select the line item. Select reverse button. Reverse button. Now which date it has to reverse? We have posted on 1711. 1711 it's showing by default. You have to give the reversal reason 01 and enter. I'm not reversing, but I'm showing you the screen. 01 reversal. Enter and save. So that's a transfer entry. Whatever you've done, it will be reversed. I'm not reversing because I'm showing you the steps. Suppose you want to reverse capital work in progress document. Capital work in progress, wrongly you have settled. You want to reverse. We cannot use this screen. We cannot use this screen. Accounting, financial accounting, fixed assets. Accounting, financial accounting, fixed assets. Posting, reverse document. Posting, reverse document. Capitalize asset under construction. Capitalize asset under construction. This you have to use this AAST. Company code RIR. Select capital work in progress asset number 5 lakh 1, sub number 0. 5 lakh 1. The capital work in progress asset document number 0. You select text on checkbox. Select execute button. All the dates are coming. You want to change the date, you can change. Deselect, execute. This document will be reversed. So they have given a different screen for capital work in progress asset document and normal asset document. One more interview question. Change in rate of depreciation or change in method of depreciation. What is this change in rate of depreciation or change in method of depreciation? It's like this. Your asset purchase cost or acquisition value is 1 lakh. Depreciation for 5 years, you already calculated 5,000 because 5% straight line method you're using 5% on 1 lakh 5,000 for 5 years, 25,000. Net book value on 31/3/2020 is 75,000. This is the opening balance on 1st of April 2020. Now we want to change the rate of from 5% straight line method to 5% written down value method. 5% straight line to 5% written down value method. There are two options available. Option 1, prospective method. Option 2, retrospective method. Prospective means what? From now onwards, it changes the new rate. Option 2 is retrospective means it has changed from 5 years back onwards, from day 1, 5 years back onwards. Suppose if you go for prospective method, what is to be done? So 5% straight line method key you created, suppose RL1. Now WD key is RL2. Now what do you do? Go to asset master change AS02. Change the depreciation key from RL1 to RL2. It gives a warning message. Ignore the message. Press enter. So it calculates depreciation with the new rates for the current year. This is a simple method. Suppose you want to calculate retrospectively from the last 5 years onwards. So up to 31st March 20, you release the accounts. Your audit figures are released. Audited figures are over. We cannot go back and change in the last years. So in that case, what we have to do when you follow retrospective method, what do you have to do? Go to S underscore ALR underscore 8701 1965 and see the values with the old rate. Old rate, you see the values. Suppose I told you old rate, the purchase cost is it shows the world where the purchase cost is 1 lakh, depreciation for 5 years is 25,000 and net book value is 75,000. Now change the key from RL1 to RL2. The same way, it gives a warning message, enter. Now what do? You can calculate the depreciation with the new rates from the beginning. From the beginning, what is the depreciation with the new rates? Suppose when you go change from straight line method to written on value method, you're calculating a net book value, the depreciation amount will be less. So earlier you calculate 5% on 1 lakh 5,000 per year for 5 years, 25,000. When you go for written on value, the every year the depreciation amount will come. Suppose I'm giving the amount 22,000 and your net book value will be 78,000. So if I change the method of depreciation, the depreciation amount already calculated should be less. Already posted should be less. So now see the difference in values. It's only for interview purpose. If the differential depreciation is less, see here we are saying the differential depreciation is less. 25,000 you have posted already, but you should post only 22,000 for the last 5 years. It is less. It is less. Use the transaction code ABZU. That is called write up. If you see here, that is ABZU. This is a write up. Which depreciation value you are increasing. That means depreciation you are reducing. Asset value you are increasing. So that means you are reducing the depreciation amount. Then post the depreciation amount 3,000. Why 3,000? For the asset already calculated 25,000. Now you have to calculate only 22,000. Excess calculated 3,000. Post the 3,000. The entry will be like this: accumulated depreciation plant and machinery account debit, create to general reserve. Why general reserve? If you see here, the reason is like this. This is 3,000 is earlier's depreciation. Earlier's depreciation, I cannot go back and change the figures. What are difference is there that you have to adjust in the opening balance reserves, opening reserves. This is a LDRC amount. Suppose the differential depreciation is more. Suppose it's like this. You're following a written down value method. You calculate like this 22,000. But you change to straight line method. Because of this one, the depreciation amount should be more 3,000. In that case, what is to be done? Use the transaction code ABAA, unplanned depreciation. Post the depreciation amount 3,000. The entry will be like this: general reserve account debit, credit to accumulated depreciation, plant and machinery. So here the depreciation amount will be more. But you have to adjust to the general reserve. We should not adjust to debit to capital depreciation account, because this is a earlier year's depreciation amount. Any earlier amount, if you want to adjust, you have to adjust in the reserves, not in the expenditure account. So your reserve, the profitability will come down in the balance sheet and reserves and surplus. So for this purpose, you have to assign the accounts in AO90. AO90, if the differential depreciation is less, that is, we have to assign like this: AO90. You assign earlier accounts like this. You have to assign like this. If the differential depreciation is less, revenue from write-up on ordinary depreciation. Revenue from write-up on ordinary depreciation. Account you would assign the general reserve account. Accumulated depreciation account for ordinary depreciation. Already you assign accumulated depreciation account for ordinary depreciation 100, 210 or 205, whatever is there, you would assign here. This is the assignment. What do you do for reduction of the depreciation amount? Suppose you're changing from written down value to straight line method, the depreciation amount should be more. In that case, you have to assign the accounts like this: expense account from unplanned depreciation, expense account from unplanned depreciation. Expense account from unplanned depreciation. Give the account here 100, 101. Accumulated depreciation for ordinary depreciation already assigned. Accumulated depreciation account for ordinary depreciation already assigned. So like this, the earlier year's depreciation amount, if you want to adjust in the current year, you have to adjust in the reserves and surplus, not in the P&L account expenditure. So this is retrospective method. Retrospective means from the day one of the depreciation amount, the differential amount you are posting. Now one more interview question. Delta depreciation. Number of interviews they are asking this delta depreciation or derived depreciation. What is this delta depreciation or derived depreciation? Earlier, whatever you run posted, that is called real depreciation. This is called delta depreciation. What is delta depreciation? Company code RIL is an Indian company. It updates GL leading ledger. Accounting year is suppose April to March. It follows Indian accounting standards. The depreciation rate is say 5%, any rate. RIL group is in US. It follows IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards. Accounting year January to December or April to March, any year, it updates non-leading ledger. But US purpose, they're following a different rate, 10% straight line method. If you see here, as per India, you have to follow 5% straight line method, but as per US, you have to follow 10% straight line method. When we run depreciation will be posted correctly in both the ledgers. Indian ledger it posts 5%, US ledger it posts 10%. There's no issue. The issue is coming like this. Issue is like this. When we sell asset, system calculates depreciation as per Indian accounting standards and calculates profit or loss on asset sale up to the date of sale, post to both the ledgers as per Indian accounting standards. This is the issue. When you sell the asset, the depreciation will be calculated up to the date of sale. The profit or loss, whatever is there, it posts to the ledgers. Now, even though you're following different rates, when you sell the asset in EC6, the system will calculate depreciation up to the date of sale as per Indian accounting standard. For US ledger also, it takes 5%, not 10%. And it calculates profit or loss and posts to the ledgers as per Indian accounting standards. Indian accounting standard, leading ledger is okay, but non-leading ledger, the values are not correct. What SAP has done is SAP has given delta depreciation. What is delta depreciation? We create a delta depreciation area and differential amount will be posted to delta depreciation area. Because you post it in the non-leading ledger when you sell the asset at 5% SLM, not 10% SLM, the difference will be posted in the delta depreciation area. So non-leading ledger depreciation amount for asset sale is equal to depreciation amount as per India, I told you as per India, plus delta depreciation, that is the differential depreciation. So we require a differential depreciation area that is called delta depreciation area for non-leading ledger. In S4HANA finance, the above issue is not there. When we sell the asset, it calculates depreciation, profit or loss on sale in the both ledgers correctly. The issue is not there in S4HANA. Indian ledger, it takes 5% straight line method when you sell the asset. US, it takes 10% straight line method when you sell the asset. The issue is not there in S4HANA, but this EC6, the issue is there. For this one, what settings are required? Practically, nobody will use, but you should know. Interviews they're asking. That's why I'm covering. So, what settings are required for this one? First step, define non-leading ledger. So, you're able to hear me now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay, okay. Define non-leading ledger. This already you created non-ledger earlier in GL R1 non-leading ledger. We've already created. Let me show you. In GL, we have created non-leading ledger. R1, not R1. I think RA we have created. Okay, no problem. Any ledger. Only text field. See here, we have created RA. Anything. RA, non-ledger for RIL. This already your tested because at that time R1 is not there. We have created RA. Anything already created. Define and activate non-leading ledger. Already activated. Assign fiscal year variant to non-leading ledger. This also you have completed. Define accounting principles. Accounting principles. This also we have completed. Assign accounting principle to ledger groups. This also we have completed. Let me show you. Assign accounting principle to ledger groups. GRL and RA. R1 leading ledger. RA, R2 non-leading ledger. That means leading ledger as per Indian accounting standards, non-ledger as per IFRS. Define document types for interview in a ledger. This also we have completed. Define document types for general ledger view. This also we have completed. Define document number ranges for interview. Already you completed in GL. Define document number ranges for general ledger view. This also already you completed in GL. The first 8 steps already you completed earlier itself. Now the addition steps, what you do for delta depreciation or derived depreciation. Define depreciation areas. SPRO, financial accounting in brackets. No. Set accounting valuation. Valuation. Depreciation areas. Define depreciation areas. Now we click on define depreciation areas. For area 01, it has to update leading ledger, target group 0L leading ledger. Set to update Indian ledger, leading ledger. For area 30, select details button. Select details button. Posting in GL, select area post in post depreciation only. Posting in GL, select area post depreciation only. Their group, whatever you created, RA I'm giving. Whatever is there you have created. We have created RA I'm giving. RA. Non-ledger I'm giving RA. Alternative depreciation area, select 01, book depreciation. Book depreciation. This is book depreciation for non-linear ledger. Select save button, save in your request. So now we are saying Indian ledger as per Indian accounting standards, US ledger or IFRS, whatever is there, it has to take. Save in your request. The next step, set up areas for parallel valuation. Same path. Set up areas for parallel valuation, same path. Select continue button. Continue button. Select continue button once again. Depreciation area, select 30, group depreciation. Ledger group RA. RA. Non-ledger. Select continue button. Now I'm creating a new area called delta depreciation area. Select create new depreciation area, radio button. Select continue button. Depreciation area, I'm giving a text field 55, which is not yet created, 55. This is delta depreciation area. Delta depreciation. Select continue button. See here, that means what? Normal depreciation 30 and 55 both should update the RA non-reading ledger. Select continue button. Once again, select continue button. Select complete button. Save in your request. Enter to save in your request. So we have created for non-ledger REA two areas. One is 30, next one is 55. 55 is only delta depreciation. Determine depreciation areas in the asset class. This already you have completed. Next, assignment of accounts for automatic postings AO90. So now you have to assign the account for automatic postings AO90. Select chart of accounts RIL. Double click on account determination folder. Account determination RIL 20,000 plant and machinery. Double click on depreciation folder. Select area 30. Select details button. Unit depreciation account for RE depreciation 100 205. Whatever account you have created. Account for RE depreciation 4 and 500 depreciation account. Select save button. Ignore the message. Enter. Save in your request. Now we are assigning the accounts for group depreciation also. Specify document type or periodic posting of asset values. When it posts the delta depreciation, you have to specify document type. SAP is given document type called AE. SPRO, financial accounting in brackets new, asset accounting. Integration with general ledger account. Save in your request. Now, the next step is define multi-level methods. Because we create two cases, one created 5% straight line method, we create 10% straight line method. This is for US purpose. AFAMS. Select R1. What are you created? R1. Select copy in same chart of depreciation button. You can give whatever you want. It's only text field. I'm using R. I'll use R. Anything. Only text field. Change multi-level method to R4. Change the description to 10% SLM. Enter. Ignore the message. Enter. Select R4. What are you created? Double click on levels folder. Change the percentage to 10%. So we have created one more multi-level method, that is 10% rate. Enter, save in your request. Save in your request. Now maintain depreciation keys. AFA, MA. Select depreciation key RL1. Select copy in same chart of depreciation button. Change the depreciation key to RL4. Change the description to 10% straight line method depreciation key. Enter. Ignore the message. Enter. Set RL4. Double click on assignment of calculation methods folder. Now give the multi-level method R4 10% straight line method. So we are creating one more key at 10% rate. Save. Now we have changed to R4. This is the customization what we have to do for the delta depreciation. Now we'll see how it works. Creation of asset master AS01. Asset class RL 2000 department A, company code RL. Enter. Description, machine number 4, anything. Capitalized on 1/4/2020, any date. Select time dependent tab. Whatever you have done, the same way. Cost center, department A. Select depreciation areas tab. Now book depreciation RL1 15 years 6 months. Ordinary depreciation started 1/4/2020. 15 years 6 months. R9 reprint start date 1/4/2020. Now group depreciation, I'm using RIL for 10%. This is 5%, this is 10%. RIL 4, same 15 years, 6 months. R9 reprint start date 1/4. So in India, the same asset, Indian ledger, as per Indian ledger, it has take 5%, US ledger, it has take 10%. Save. 2,05,000 sub number 0 is created. Any number. And we post the purchase of asset 1/4/2020. Then afterwards we sell. Main asset purchase posting F-90. And we post on 1/4/2020 date. One four 2020. Type KR, company code RIL. Posting key 31, vendor account 27 lakh 1. Here posting with the back date, it gives a warning message. Ignore the message. Amount 2 lakh. Next, main asset purchase posting. Machinery purchase posting. Posting key 70. Number 2,50,000. Transaction type 100. Amount, enter star, text plus. All the things you've done earlier also. Document, simulate and save. Now you have to run the depreciation for April 20 by using repeat. Because April already you run, we are running once again. That's why you have to go for repeat. AFAB. So now we are testing repeat also. When you do the repeat, for this asset only, it has to calculate the depreciation. AFAB. Posting period 1. Repeat. Select test and checkbox. Execute button. Yes. Now you can see here, system shows this will be a depreciation amount. And you will see afterwards there are no errors. Back arrow. We select test and checkbox. We discussed earlier, you run the depreciation in the background. From the menu bar, select program, execute in background. LP01, enter. Immediate save. Immediate save. We get a message. The background job was scheduled for program RAPUSD 2000. From the menu bar, select system, services, jobs, job overview. System, services, jobs, job overview. Execute button. We get the job status finished. Finished job status. Now we want to see the depreciation posted. Indian ledger, what depreciation is posting. US ledger, what depreciation is posting. This already you have the path. I'm using the transaction code. I'll take only this asset. I give the asset number 2 lakh 5, sub number 0, 2 lakh 5, area 01. Lakh 5, area 01. It's posting for this asset 822. If you see for area 30, how much depreciation amount post, we see area 30. Execute. 1644 because 10% 822 into 2 1644. So it has posted depreciation correctly Indian ledger as well as US ledger because 5% in Indian ledger, 10% in US ledger. Now the issue is like this: when you sell the asset, the depreciation be taken in actually should take like this: Indian ledger and US ledger. It should take like this: 822 Indian ledger, 1644 US ledger, and net book value will be like this. And when you sell the asset for 1,99,000, 178 is the loss in Indian ledger, 644 is the gain in US ledger. Because in US ledger, you have claimed more depreciation, there should be a gain. Whereas Indian ledger, there should be a loss. But I told you, in case of EC6, when you sell the assets, it's a sale. In Indian ledger and US ledger also, it takes 822 and calculates the loss. Then we'll check that one. Document date and posting date 1/5/2020. We got to see the values correctly. Asset sale F-92. I'm taking 1/5/2020. Sale date, any date. Zero one customer account. 1 lakh Birla Steels. Amount we are selling for 1,99,000. Asset sale. Posting key 50. Account 30102 asset sale account. Amount enter star. The steel. Yes. You have to give the asset number, which asset you are selling, asset retirement, enter. Give the asset number 2 lakh 5, sub number 0. Transaction type 210 comes automatically. Asset value date 1/5/2020. Select complete retirement checkbox. Document, simulate and save. You've seen system posts 6 line item, we post 2 line item. What entry you discussed, the same entry. Double click on blue font line item. Profit center steel. Save. See the entry, Indian ledger and US ledger, accumulated depreciation is debited. You can see here, Indian ledger and US ledger, both the ledgers, your accumulated depreciation debited 822 and there is a loss on asset sale 178. In both the ledgers, it shows the same amount. But actually, if you see here, US ledger has to show profit of 644, but is showing loss of 178 as per Indian ledger. Then we have to run the delta depreciation. You've seen the posted entry. It has posted in both the ledgers, same way 812, 812, 178 loss. 178 loss. And what it has to post? It has to post like this. In non-ledger, it has to post like this. It has posted like this. It has to post like this. But the difference it has to post now by delta depreciation. Now, customer is same, asset sale same, purchase cost is same, accumulated depreciation instead of 822, it has take 1644. So 820 is already posted. It has to post additional amount 822. Asset sale price also same. Loss is as posted. Loss has to be reversed 178 credit. 644 profit on asset sale it has to post 644 credit. So when you run the delta depreciation, the entry should post is debit accumulated depreciation 822. So the total 1644 will come. And debit and credit loss on asset sale 178, credit profit on asset sale 644. So that this entry should be passed. So whether it's passing or not, the delta depreciation entry will check now. Periodic processing, ASKB. Accounting, financial accounting, fixed assets. Accounting, financial accounting, fixed assets. Periodic processing, APC values posting. Periodic processing, APC values posting. Company code RIL, deselect test and checkbox, deselect list as a checkbox. Deselect list as checkbox, deselect test and checkbox. Deselect list direct items checkbox. Select standard posting run radio button. On the menu bar, select program, execute in background. The program, execute in background. Output device LP01, enter. Select immediate button, select save button. Immediate button, save button. From the menu bar, select system, services, jobs, job overview. System, services, jobs, job overview. Select execute button. Get the job status finished. Job status finished. Entry is posted. To view the document posted, FB03. FB03. Select document list button. Company code RIL, ledger blank. Ledger blank. Document type AE. Select execute button. Now it generated a document which is posted in ledger RA. Double click on document number. Double click on document number. Now see the entry what it has posted. 70 debit accumulated depreciation 822. 70 accumulated depreciation 822. Trade 50 loss on asset sale. What are you posted in the non-ledger that has to be reversed? 50 loss on asset sale 178. Rate profit on sale 644. 644. So whatever you discuss, the differential is posted in the non ledger area 55, because so this is the what we call delta depreciation or derived depreciation. Because otherwise what happens, you've seen here, it has taken the depreciation as per leading ledger, not as per non-leading ledger. So the differential depreciation is posting. This is what we call delta depreciation. But now this issue is not there in S/4HANA Finance, because in S/4HANA Finance, when you sell the asset, it takes correctly in leading ledger, it takes correctly in non-leading ledger. The issue has come only in EC6. This, for that one, they have given the settings like this. Other points will take up on 30th, because my daughter's marriage is there